Hello YouTube, Flashlight Enthusiast here. As you may probably guess from the title, yes, I've got the K65GT today on me. It was given to me by a friend for review obviously, so unfortunately not full package to show you guys, but right now on the screen you can see the original package. So we've got basically the handle holster and some documentations apart from standard spare O-rings and lanyard. Alright, so you can obviously buy this one with kit version with batteries included, but as you know, in Acebeam you can also use some other batteries, so just consider this one also, okay? So coming back to the flashlight, guys, I'm definitely amazed with this one. This is not the size of the K75 I reviewed recently. You can check the review right in the top right corner. But still a handful of flashlight that gives you an extreme performance from one single SBT90.2 LED. Obviously, if you're looking for a king of roll, then definitely look no further than this SBT90 LED from Luminous. But looking at the flashlight, this definitely looks like a weapon to me. Not a flashlight, but you know, something more like a weapon with this matte finish anodization without any chips, and overall weight and feel in the hand. Definitely this is the jewelry in the flashlight world. All right, so looking at this one, we've got similar knurling as the K75 here. I would really say that the tube is identical and maybe even interchangeable, and the switch is also identical. So the damn polished stainless steel, very nice feel to it without any click. So pretty silent switch. I like that one. Massive cooling fins. Look at those guys. And believe me or not, this flashlight definitely needs them. But besides, there is a handle in the set, but I don't think you really need that one because this flashlight does not get extremely hot even on prolonged turbo usage, especially in the colder environment, you know. But it is also a nice addition, and in my opinion still looks cool, so I really appreciate that. So looking at the reflector here, we've got single SBT90.2 LED inside this one. Zero dust can be seen here, so very good job Acebeam. There is nothing more annoying than the dust in this polished gigantic reflector, at least for me, and I really appreciate that Acebeam did their job well and there cannot be any dust seen in the reflector. I really like that one. Perfectly center LED, black spacer, a little bit of texture on the reflector can be seen, and that's why the beam can really flow from this gigantic reflector, but still manageable in your pockets, you know, maybe your backpack or jacket pocket. This flashlight will still be packable, so I really like this one because comparing to the K75, this reflector is pretty compact really. K75 would be like this size. Let's just open this up and show you the battery carrier. Threads are so smooth. Oh yeah, pretty familiar, isn't it, right? So pretty standard view as you open the more premium Acebeam, so like K75, X80, etc. The look is pretty similar. So we've got this gold contacts here, gold plated springs, some glue here. Oh, I don't really like that. Contact is here in the center, the spring, and this silver ring here. All right. And then the battery carrier, pretty standard for Acebeam. I used not the original cells, but rather the rewrapped Samsung 30Qs with button tabs, so slightly longer, to show you guys that you can still use pretty standard batteries inside this Acebeam and it will work. Obviously, it is more prone to shocks and other disturbances, but you don't have to buy original Acebeam batteries to work with this flashlight. Alright, just to get you know. In case you would like to use standard unprotected flat top batteries, unfortunately you cannot because they are just too short. Okay, they won't make any contact and they just fall out of the carrier. So you have to use slightly longer button top. Flat top is also okay. Just the length is limiting your batteries to a slight degree. Okay, so yeah. The carrier is bidirectional, so no matter how you use it, it will work. And here just the plain aluminum tube without any contacts whatsoever. So just slide it in. And looking at the threads here, guys, amazing performance as always from Acebeam. So we've got well greased square threads. Perfect, really perfect. And bear in mind that this is the used flashlight, so it might have some marks of usage already, but when it comes from the factory, it's definitely perfectly finished. So let's just screw it down and hear that. Oh yeah. And here is also the hidden battery indicator, so pretty standard for Acebeam: green for sufficient power, red for insufficient, and blinking red for critical power, okay? So once you power the flashlight on, you've got this battery indicator, and it will show you the battery status all the time as long as the flashlight is on. Alright, so let's just go through the UI real quick. This one is from the search and rescue category, so we've got both power and eco modes. I'm in a power mode right now, so we've got peak performance. So one click for on, one click for off, and the basic interface is identical for both power modes. So I just present you one and then how to switch between the power mode and eco mode, alright? So one click for on, one click for off. Once you are in off state, you can hold the switch to enter the lowest mode. So just hold the switch to cycle between low, medium 1, medium 2 and high, low, medium 1, medium 2 and high. So there's just 4 modes in the loop. And we've got double tap for turbo mode, extreme performance with this one. One click for off, and we also got the strobe of around 3000 lumens, so triple click, 1, 2, 3 for disorientating quick frequency strobe. Alright, and that's basically it. And as I mentioned, we've got power mode and eco mode, so to enter those or just switch between them, you've got to lock out the flashlight first. To do this, you have to hold the switch from off, wait for the ultra low to kick in, and then wait further. Once the flashlight blinks 3 times, you've got it in the lockout mode, so no action from the switch. Okay. Like the flashlight was dead, but don't worry, it isn't. Okay. To exit the lockout, you have to hold the switch as long as the flashlight will turn on, alright? But to switch between power and eco, you have to press 10 times in the lockout mode and see what the LED does, okay? If it switches the power from low to high, means you're going from eco to power. When it powers up and goes down, it means you're going from power to eco mode, alright? So let's just watch this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, as you can see, the LED dimmed down. So we've got from power to eco, alright? And now just hold the switch to exit the lockout mode. It may take some time. We've got 3 blinks and the flashlight is now fully operational, okay? And we are in the eco mode. So guys, that's basically it. In terms of user interface, pretty standard, pretty straightforward, and I like it that way. I don't think every flashlight should run on Unreal because not every flashlight needs that, not every user needs that. So I'm definitely grateful that Toykeeper has created such gem on the flashlight industry, and I'm really grateful that some manufacturer incorporate it in their flashlight, but I'm also grateful that Acebeam does not, because I believe this particular model performs in a better way without Unreal. Okay, so these are the output measures that I measured with my excess days Lumen tube. If you need more time to look at them, please just pause the video. Looking at the runtime graphs real quick, I measured 3 highest modes, so turbo and high in the power mode and the turbo output in the eco mode, okay? So here, as you can see, we've got pretty strong performance of almost 1.5 minutes in turbo output before the step down from almost 5000 lumens. And then we've got the step down to around 2213 lumen level, and then a perfectly flat stabilization, which I love about Acebeam is their exemplary driver performance. We've got perfectly flat line for around 1 hour and 20 minutes, so 80 minutes, and the body did not achieve more than 55 degrees Celsius, so pretty manageable even without the handle or with gloves, okay? So I really like this performance, and I would like to see such amazing flatline in more and more production lights, not only in Acebeam. Okay, here is the high mode. Here you can see no step down whatsoever. We've got around 2192 lumens at startup, and then perfectly flat, nice stabilization over the course of 2 hours and 5 minutes, and the body did not achieve more than 50 degrees. So I'm really satisfied with this one. And something interesting happens in the power eco mode turbo, as you can see right now, because the output is slightly higher than the high mode in power mode, around 2400 lumens measured at startup. And as you can see, we still got pretty similar curve, but much shorter runtime, and the body temperature also increased by 10 degrees. So this is something interesting, but I'm not sure why that happened, okay? I'm pretty sure that the battery were full and the test was done similarly, so it might something that be the performance. I'm not sure, but from my perspective, I would definitely use the power mode, because I cannot see much advantage of using the Eco Turbo mode versus the high mode in power mode. Just for a couple of minutes more and half an hour runtime less and running much hotter, okay? So bearing this in mind, guys, let's go to the forest and show you some beam shots. And as the forest is closed, I had to change a little bit the location I'm filming, but I'm sure you will be satisfied because the location is perfect for those thrower lights. With both close and near perspective. So I would be comparing this one to the Convoy L8, similar size, also SBT90 LED, and we'll see how they compare. Convoy L8 first, so that you get the sense what we can get in a much cheaper flashlight. By the way, the tint on this one was like pure white, excellent tint on this one, really. And as you can see, no problem whatsoever with reaching a tree line over 200 meters down there. Perfectly natural hotspot and quite bright spill from this quite large reflector, single SBT90 LED. So basically what Convoy did here is extreme performance for a really affordable amount of money, around $100. Review coming soon, but guys, definitely amazing performance. Look at the hotspot, how clean it is, and now in the sky. Wow. So now the K65GT for comparison. Notice how much focused beam it is in comparison to L8. Basically, unfortunately in my sample the tint is slightly greenish, so much worse than Convoy, but oh boy, this one is definitely much more focused, over 500 meters more throw. Sorry for such skipping the video, but the batteries that I tested this one were depleted and I had to unfortunately cut the video sometimes. But nevertheless, the throw is just outstanding. Look at the high mode and then bump to the turbo output. This is just sheer banana face when you double tap the switch. Alright guys, let's sum it up. Two questions arise really. Should I choose this one or the K75? And the second one, K65GT or the Convoy L8 for much lower price? And well, the first question, it depends on your application of the flashlight, because if you would like to pick performance and the throw is absolute key selling point for you, then definitely K75. But for those who'd like to go to the compromise, you know, and maybe sacrifice a little bit of throw but go for a much lighter and smaller flashlight, then definitely I would go for the K65GT, because the performance is really pretty similar, still does not get pretty hot, and the battery is similar, so I don't really see the point of buying much larger flashlight with similar performance and paying extra price for that. Really, I would definitely go with the Acebeam K65GT. I'd have to choose between K65GT and K75. And for those of you wondering whether Convoy L8 is worth the money, yes, it is definitely, but it won't be compared to the K65GT in any matter, because except for the price, they maybe look pretty similar, but looking at the performance of both of them, Convoy L8 throws around 1500 meters, this one is over 2000, and Convoy is also running a little bit lower brightness, around 4000, comparing to almost 6000 on the K65GT. And the stabilized output of the Convoy is, if we can talk about stabilization there, around 1000 lumens, while this one has over 2000, okay? So that's why probably the performance seems similar, but in reality it isn't. And what you get on the Acebeam, apart from the performance, is also the exemplary build quality and overall feel of the flashlight. Yeah, if you have money, go for the K65GT, definitely recommending this one to you. If you like to have the taste of what it feels like to have an amazing SBT90 thrower in a budget price, then L8 from Convoy is pretty reasonable choice, really. Review coming soon. Okay, so guys, definitely recommending this one to you. If you're interested in this flashlight, make sure to check the link down the description below. It is the link to official store of Acebeam, and the link also supports the channel at the same time, so it would be tremendous if you bought from this link. Okay guys, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for more videos to come. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.